Hey there, welcome back to another quick devlog for this platformer game. It's been a little while since the last one of these. Uh, I've been pretty busy. I just had the 3rd-year anniversary of my webcomic that I upload every other week. Um, some gaming stuff going on, a little wrapped up in that hobby. But a good bit of stuff has been done on this game since last time I updated you, and I wanted to just make sure that that was there. Why is this? There we go. So now, when you start the game, you always go to the map screen. You can press jump to enter a level from the map screen. You can now die, and dying will return you to the map screen at the position that you were when you entered the level. So if you die, you can try again. Did I miss that jump? You'll notice last time I slightly reduced the enemy size. This isn't anything in particular. This is just for testing. I didn't really like how big the enemies are, and I also don't like how they look. So that's that kind of that's that type of deal. So yeah, in addition to all of that, we got some new stuff going on. There are a couple different flags that have been introduced for enemies. Enemies now have a couple different types of damage they can do. They can basically either kill you no matter what when you jump on them, or they can let you jump off them. Everything right now, I think, lets you jump off them, and again, all the polarity system is intact. These ones are random, which polarity you get. So again, the whoops. Can't really show it off if I die. I should probably test stuff with invulnerability. I probably need to give you a little more momentum when you jump with the wrong polarity color. Yep, you can see the same effect. Matching polarity gives you a huge boost. Yeah, so those little Sparkies are enemies in the exact same way that these little robots are, but they have an additional flag set to them, which is they cannot be killed. They're invincible. They can't be killed. There's also that flag for whether they care about gravity or not. These ones don't. And then just to finish it off, I think if I click, yeah, we got another guy here. We'll do some jumping and see that, they fully just obey how physics work. This time might jump while it's moving. Yeah. And for reference, that jumping enemy took about 3 or 4 lines of programming. And that's because of all of the kind of baseline stuff we did with everything else. It's hard to hit on a moving platform, actually. So yeah, when I spawn them in, it just chooses a random polarity as well for the moment. That was a little glitch that happens. Actually, same glitch happens in Super Mario World. If you jump on 2 enemies at once, in Super Mario World, this just happens with the spin jump. But you can get killed. And it should be a pretty easy fix. Yeah, code-wise, enemies now have a couple different things. They have a countdown timer for when they can hurt the player that just prevents you from immediately dying to an enemy after you jump on it. Because typically if you are moving downward at a higher speed than the enemy, you will be allowed to kill it as long as you're somewhat above the enemy. However, if you jump on the enemy, all of a sudden you're moving upward, and if you're still in the hitbox, you could get immediately killed. So we have to have a little bit of a delay. We have a polarity flag. There's a damage type, that's what I mentioned. If it's by default, it's set to 0. If this is changed to 1 in any of the more unique enemy objects, that would immediately kill the player. And then there's also this vuln type, which I didn't mention. 0, if you set it to 0, that means they're invulnerable. By default, any jump can kill an enemy. But there's also this toggle for enemies that are invincible unless you hit them with the opposite polarity. And if when I click to spawn those little jumping guys, let's change the vuln type to 2 real quick. You can actually see this is all the code for the jumping guys. 2 if statements and 2 variables. So everything else is all inherited behavior, which is very useful. So let's head into a level again. I loaded up the game. It takes a second to up here. There we go. So this is a blue. You see if I'm jumping on a blue, I can bounce on it. It's not hurting me, but I can't kill it. To kill it, I have to use an orange jump. And same with here. I have to use a blue jump. If I use an orange jump, well, that's just a little bounce. I can't do anything about that. So the design philosophy behind that is you are normally incentivized to match polarity because players in general will want to get high jumps. So for enemies that can be killed with a high, if you're trying to get somewhere, you typically want to jump high to get there. So I thought it would be interesting to give you an incentive to use the opposite polarity as well in certain cases where it's less about where do I want to go and more about, oh, I need to kill this enemy. Now there's an incentive to do both types of jumps depending on what you are trying to accomplish in your movement. So yeah, that about sums it up. I don't want to make this video too long, so I will call it there. Next time we will get back to the fishing game. Every time I take a few days break, when I get back into it, I get really excited about it. So I'm really happy about the progress with this one so far. And we'll see what happens in the fishing game. I don't have a great plan for what I intend to do next. We'll just have to find that out. So I'll keep this on the short side. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later.